There's a thank you note that came in that I did not get on the agenda. Have you?
I'm going to get my Bowie knife out.
Uh-oh. Look out. You might read it out loud.
Conservation Department.
Oh, you might read it out loud.
Oh, Cheyenne County Commissioners. We would like to thank Commissioner Rodney Radcliffe for attending our 2015 Cheyenne County Conservation District annual meeting. He is wonderful to have as commissioner interested in conservation and our daily business. We appreciate Rodney's ability to attend all events of ours. You will never know how much we appreciate it. Thanks again, Cheyenne County Conservation Board of Supervisors and staff. And that is quite an honor.
That's nice. I have a couple of abatements here. A couple of vehicles were tagged as antiques and will now be taxed through the treasurer's office. So there's 2 abatements there that need approved.
You want to see this first? It's a nice banquet over in Bird City for the Conservation District.
Right, yeah, that's good.
And they had good food, the hometown market.
I know you told me I was going.
Well, that's right, I told you in the parking lot at Walmart.
And then I sent the bid back to CIC for the Time Clock Plus system, and they sent me an exhibit that we need, an exhibit or contract. Everything is, the amounts and everything are the same as what they proposed in their bid. This is just a formal signature to get things going.
Did the road guys come up with enough computers to make this work?
Still working on it. I need one of you guys to sign that.
Yeah, after she
Oh.
said it.
Sorry. This is just the bid proposal that,
Yeah, we initialed off.
that you initialed off on it.
Nothing problematic for a straightforward.
Yeah. Pretty standard. 29.
29. My head's not the same as it usually is. Okay.
The only other thing under correspondence is Brian Struther called, and he said that Struther Insurance Agency, they sponsor a scholarship for one boy and one girl for $250, and they wanted to know if Cheyenne County would be interested in participating in that. He said usually they work, with the school, but he wanted to get that approved by you guys before they came into the school system. And it goes to anybody that is going to college or a technical school or anything. And I said, I didn't think you would have a problem, but I would ask.
I have no problem. The only thing that I would request is they make arrangements to go to both Bird City School and the St. Francis School.
In school, okay,
So that both have an opportunity.
yeah. Well, this is one boy and one girl from all of the counties that they
Yeah.
provide
Right.
coverage to.
Right.
So,
Okay. But for
Okay.
the program, would you call both schools and let them know that that is available? And then you could tell them to make their arrangements with each school?
right,
Okay.
yeah. He'll take it from there, but just so that you guys know that, I thought that was kind of nice. So,
I agree.
all the kids need to do is provide a one-page essay as to why the need for the scholarship. So I thought that was pretty nice. And I think as far as the maintenance agreement on the generator, I was going to wait till Jeff came in.
Yeah, I laid my copy up here.
Well, he also has a maintenance agreement on the generator as well as the hot water heater.
Okay.
So,
I'd like that passed down to the attorney on maintenance agreement. Probably a pretty standard agreement.
and Rodney, would you sign this binder? The board approved this binder with Star Aviation last time, but we just didn't get the paperwork signed.
Okay.
I went to do the correspondence and send it in, and it wasn't signed.
This is on insurance for the airport. Remember last meeting,
I think it's in the minutes.
Yes, it is.
would you want to fill out these items here?
Oh, I think they accept this. Yeah. That's just for terrorism coverage. Yeah. And that's all I have. Let the girls get started. Oh. Yes, I know. Okay, yeah. Okay. You're welcome. Did you want Nicole to review that grant as well?
Oh, yeah. It's a grant agreement. Nicole, there is a problem on that. Last year, $15,000 was set aside,
Good morning, Jeff.
and Mr. Riley spent part of that money already,
Okay.
so the money's not available.
Okay.
I think there's a law in the books that says we can't commit until we can ascertain that the funding is available. But we
Okay.
need to hold that until we can figure this out.
Okay.
I split the letter with Tim Burr. I'm gonna write it this morning. Print it. Yeah. There's information that's some data, so let's get it out, the decision.
You'll have a hell of a time reading that back page.
After 16 years. Yeah, I mean, come on.
That's pretty impressive. Well, that's stuff I ever gonna do.
We need a motion on this.
Why don't you let Jeff,
Yeah, Jeff, come on.
Okay. I won't be too long. So I got the January financials to distribute, plus there's some issues at the village, mostly with the hot water that we need to give some attention to.
Let me have one more. Brenda's sick today with the flu, and I'm coming down with it.
I'll leave my mask on, but so for January, we had a
Good month.
good month. We had a pretty high census, up to 31.7 out of 35. And skilled nursing facility had the $9,365 plus. And also the apartments were very heavily occupied, 12.8 out of 13 units. And so that gave us a net surplus of $4,864 just for the apartments, and so the combined net at the lower right, $14,229.
Excellent.
Since then, one apartment has been vacated, and at the nursing home, I think we've lost 6 or 7 residents in February.
You lost them?
Well, one transferred out to the other side of the state after rehab, and we lost 3 or 4. Saturday morning, we lost Edna McGee. This morning, we lost Merle Overton.
Merle? Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I knew that man myself.
Yeah, so he wasn't very healthy. So February was a rough month. And still, a number of our residents are pretty fragile. Pretty fragile. So that's January. It's pretty good compared to what it could have done, and we'll see how February ends up.
Okay. You got anything to add on the Heartland bill, other than we need to approve it?
I just got these this morning. Okay, first we'll go back to the generator. There should have been a bill submitted for routine maintenance.
This maintenance, I've had the attorney look at this already.
Okay, yeah, 169,715. Yeah. So that's still out there. They want to do the work, I think, in April.
Okay.
So, okay, we're aware of that one.
so wait to pay it if they're not going to do the work until April.
I would just pay it, and then it's done, and they'll come out and do the work. I mean, well, on the other hand, normally we pay after the work is done.
I think we have to wait until after the work is done.
So I would just communicate that to Cummins, ready to pay, but
We can make approval
Uh-huh.
now,
yeah.
and we hold until you're satisfied with the work.
Yes, let's do that.
All right.
That would be better.
Do you need a motion?
Okay, we need a motion to approve this while holding it on the maintenance.
Is there a number there?
The
Well, I'll
amount-
just say the contract. for the
Okay,
generator.
all right.
I move we approve the payment of generator maintenance.
And I'll second the motion. The motion is that we approve the payment for the maintenance agreement in the amount of $1,697.15. Payment to be made upon successful completion of the maintenance.
It's maintenance, also a load bank test, that's included. That's a requirement by the state fire marshal's office that there's a load placed on the generator, so that's supposed to be included along with the maintenance, part of the maintenance plan. But it is important that they do that.
Okay. Was there an additional cost on that?
No, that should be included,
Okay. Then you'll look after that.
yes.
Okay.
You want to vote on your motion?
Can I second it?
Need a vote on the motion? All in favor? Aye. Second motion would be on the water heater.
Okay, we've got two water heater issues. Which one do you have there?
I have the $6,000 issue.
It says the shower and tub room up here. Yeah, you got the shower and tub room
Okay.
quote. There's also a quote for the resident rooms. So this is to replace two hot water heaters in the tub room. They both were installed in 1999, and they're all plugged up inside, and they're not heating. And so Ed advises us, and we like the idea of going up to the on-demand water heater system. And so the price there is $6,000. They've got tax added in at the bottom, which the county wouldn't pay, so that's more than $6,000. And that includes two tankless water heaters. I guess the standard is you install two, and the one doesn't burn out so fast. You can alternate. And the overall price is, I don't know how much less than to replace a hot water tank. It's cheaper than to replace the tank. Plus you're not wasting the energy to keep a big hot water tank with hot water in it all the time. So that's kind of urgent because we need to keep hot water for our residents, and I think they're planning on starting this installation on Wednesday if it becomes the expense.
Okay.
That's it, you bid you got.
There's just the one bid, and in our thinking, anybody else that bids is not going to be out of St. Francis, so it'll be from someone else. And Ed Marin knows systems, so in principle, that's good to get three, but in this case, let's work with Ed.
Let's make a motion for $6,000 on
We spent $6,000 to get this system.
and I'll second the motion. The motion is that we pay $6,000 for two tankless water heaters and associated equipment for the Good Samaritan shower and tub room. Total amount $6,000.
I have you initial that.
Okay. All in favor, vote aye. What else you got?
Then we've got the tankless water heater for the resident rooms. There's a huge hot water heater in the boiler room on the west side, which was installed in 1976. Somehow after 40 years, it's not working anymore.
Well, I can understand that.
And so we're keeping our fingers crossed that the whole thing doesn't blow out, that we come in one morning and there's hot water all over the floor in there. It's not providing good hot water to the resident rooms. So Ed's also looked at that, and you don't have any kind of document for that one. Okay, you'll have this one done. And this is very similar to the other one. There's an extra expense here for a recirculating valve, which does not appear on the quote for the tub. And I think that's probably because this is sending hot water all the way down that west wing. And so the total cost there is $6,939, so $7,000. But this also shows tax added, so we would want to be paying that. So I brought the one copy of it. So Ed has been in touch with his wholesaler in Salina. So in fact, 2 guys from Salina were here. They took a look at the facility, and they took, in order to make their quote, recommend the best equipment for what our needs are.
We have budgeted according to the report.
That's all I have. Are there any other questions, comments?
Have you got any? How about we make a motion to take care of this one too?
I will get this one for the president arms.
Okay, I'll second the motion. The motion is to replace the tankless water heater for which rooms are these?
All the resident rooms.
Of the resident rooms, in the amount of $6,939. All in favor? Aye. Do you want to?
Good, well, thank you very much. As for myself, I'll probably be on medical leave most of March. I'll be having surgery
You
in Greeley.
are
The date is
locally or
the
out
date
of
is
town?
unknown right now.
Are you going back out of town for the surgery?
For Greeley, so I'll be keeping in touch, but I think I'll be on medical leave, so I'm not supposed to be having any official
Okay.
duties, but for these kind of issues, you want to touch base with Harold Tigert.
Okay.
He's got something that's going on. All right, then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When I tell you, when you walked in this morning, I had read, the package, and I said, everything's wearing out over there.
I'll see if Beth is here in the building. I'll see if the girls can see her. Shirley's gonna go see if she can find her and have her come in.
Deb, I am in court all day tomorrow in Goodland.
Uh-oh.
So do I talk to her about, I mean, I may be able to squeeze in a phone call.
Mm-hmm. I would just reschedule with her.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to get everybody scheduled.
No, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, it's hard. She's really easy to work with, though.
Okay.
She'll.
Is Carol going to talk about this grant? Is that why she's on the agenda today, or?
That is what I went to Hutchinson to pick up this last week.
Okay.
So that, I mean, it's been approved and the money is there. It's the federal money is there.
Okay.
It's just a matter of signing it and moving on. And then she, hey, good morning. Hi.
Good morning. Come on up and have a seat.
Had a couple of meetings that she was going to tell the board, share with them that she was going to plan on going to. So, how's it going this morning?
Good.
Good.
I'm Beth.
I'm Rodney.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Hi. Nice to
Our
meet
other
you.
commissioner is sicker than I am. I've got mine.
So all
Right
the
here.
ladies said that I should get my hand sanitizer. And
Yeah, your mask and everything else. Yeah.
do you have the handouts for department heads?
I gave them in their packets.
These?
Do you have an extra for me?
I can put an extra one.
Thank you. So it's going around, huh?
Yes.
The
All
crud?
over the county.
That's what they said, when the schools have it and
We've had one recent case of whooping cough in the
Really?
county, which you don't hear about hardly anymore, but
very rarely. I'll just make sure I wash. Right? I thought what I'd do is just spend a few minutes, it's always great to meet you and say hello and talk a little bit about the study and some expectations that you might have and kind of how we've done studies like this in the past and find out what kind of questions that people might have. Well, if you turn to the first page while she's getting an extra handout, of this handout right here. You have an extra. Can I grab that one? Thank you.
I have an extra one too.
Okay. So what we're doing is doing a classification and compensation study. I should tell her that I've got all of her. Okay. There was an extra here.
Okay, my program, I had to restart it.
So what we're doing is a classification and compensation study. Do you happen to know when the last time there was a pay study, or have you guys ever done one, or do you know?
We did a pay classification through the Kansas Association of Counties.
Okay.
And the commissioners participated in that program,
Oh, submitting data.
submitting
Yes.
data and
Right.
printing data off and
Right.
utilizing that
For
data.
2015.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's good.
Mhm.
Because in some places, people will collect it directly from them, and in other cases, we'll use some of the KAC.
Mhm.
We used to do that survey for them for a long time, and then they were able to automate some things and bring them in-house, and
Yes.
people could, but now the work's on clerks.
Clerks.
Yes, they kind of
Update our data.
Yeah, update your data.
Mhm.
So we've worked a lot with cities and counties all over Kansas. We've done maybe 140 pay studies. We do generally 8 to 10 a year, and so get to know county government quite well, and so your positions. But the way every county does things is a little bit different, as you guys know. Some people put some things together, and other things are separate. So how you structure things can be very different. So we'll be meeting with employees, interviewing them, going through their questionnaires, which I have right here, and assigning a point factor system to their work. How much public contact do they have? Are they in charge of the budget? Are they working outdoors? Is there a lot of lifting with the job? What kind of decision making do they have? And then we'll share those with the department heads who supervise and bring that together with the market data to put those two things together so we can make some pay recommendations to you all. So we'll look at the market, find out what's being paid, make a marriage of those two things, and then come back with some recommendations. We'll also be rewriting job descriptions. It's been quite a while for, I would say, for all of your job descriptions, really.
Yeah.
Needed a thorough rewrite, and so that happens as a result of the interviews and talking with employees and that kind of thing. So that's underway already. So we've already started that part. And then the handbook. So that's something you guys have talked about, needs updated. So we'll be providing updates, and I know we're going to do a call with you and Becky to talk about the handbook as well. So those are kind of the major items. We like to visit with department heads, see employees, see where they're working, what they're doing, because as I said before, every county kind of mixes things up a little bit differently, and finding out what they're doing really helps with that job description development and that piece, as well as assigning those points in terms of equity and putting the market together for them. So I thought I'd just visit with you all, see what kind of questions you might have, what thoughts are on your mind, or issues, concerns.
I would like to see a organizational chart. And I would like to see you look at who has what additional duties, and maybe make a recommendation whether or not those additional duties should be a full-time position.
It's not a workload study, so
Okay.
help me understand what you're thinking of. Are you thinking where
Well,
somebody might have
okay.
more duties in a part-time position, or?
what I recently have been reading about the Noxious Weed Act.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have a noxious weed supervisor
Right.
in this county. It's being done as an additional duty.
By the
And
public
I'm
works
wondering
director?
if that should be a position. I really am. There's a lot in that about different laws that have to be followed.
Well, Fleming took a test, he is a
Pardon?
supervisor. Fleming's took a test, he is a supervisor.
Yeah, I know he's doing that as an additional duty.
So I think what you're asking,
Well, yeah, but he took the test, you gotta pass the test or you can't be the supervisor.
for noxious weed, they do have an assessment. So you're asking me to, when we do the study, let you know how many other noxious weed directors we need to see.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Okay.
That's not so difficult.
Fine.
And I have a list of specific concerns, a long list.
You do?
For the employee handbook, and this has been just employees coming to me and raising issues.
Okay.
Who would be a good person? Should I just communicate that through Deb and then you guys can work together, or?
Are you comfortable if we work directly with Nicole?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I also have a
I
list
think if
of.
you guys could let us know what those items are, we then we'll make sure that those things are integrated or addressed or those
Okay.
kind of things. Yeah, that would be fine with me. I can give you my email's on there too.
Okay.
Some of my concerns may be the same as
They
her
might be.
concerns.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure Deb and I will talk before. But I've just been, as employees have been coming to me, or I've been talking with people and having issues. I think I have about 15 things right now. And as I'm sure you've seen our handbook right now, it's pretty small.
Yes, actually Becky has been working on that, and so that's already underway. She
Okay.
has the old copy. She's already been going through and updating, making things more current. So
Great.
it might be some of the same items. Let's hope that they are.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But I think what Deb and I talked about is doing a conference call with Becky and setting you guys up to kind of walk through those items.
Okay.
So I think first, if you can email them to us, then we can make sure that we're addressing them.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then those kind of strange things that don't fall under anything, then we'll talk about how we'll address those or handle them, if that sounds good.
Our county has no health nurse, and we have no school nurse. Some years ago, that position was put under the county hospital.
Okay.
We have been contributing a stipend every year as an appropriation, but it's only one person, and the lady I know is very conscientious, but she's got a lot of areas to cover.
Okay.
And as you're looking at the situation from this broad overview, I think that an unbiased part of your study might address that also.
Okay. Similar to the noxious weed director.
So,
How do you guys feel about the study? Were you supportive and have talked things around? And
I've read everything that you have submitted from top to bottom,
Good.
and I'm former military. I'm used to a rating system.
Okay.
I'm former federal employee. I'm used to a rating system. One thing we did not address with your company at the beginning was an accompanying performance evaluation form to go with the job description.
Okay.
As a board, I think we need to discuss that when we can get all three commissioners together.
Okay.
But I really think we need to do that too. Do you have an opinion there, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
We're in the process of
having a job.
formalizing things
Yeah.
and making things, I think putting everything clearly in writing and having a clear policy so that our employees know where they stand. And I think everyone here is excited to get something formal down.
Right.
So.
And in that way, the employee not only knows what the job description is, they know how they're going to be evaluated.
Right.
And that's only fair to that person.
So you haven't had much of a system in the past? So how about if we address that at the end of the project? We'll
Sure.
give you some samples and some suggestions. Would that be okay?
That'd be fine.
Okay. Sometimes people get overwhelmed if we start talking about everything all at once. So you've read everything?
Yes,
You've
I
looked things
have.
over?
I'm sure John has too.
So the commissioners, one of the most important parts is once we get the market data together, we want to work closely with you in terms of what the financial impact is going to be and whether or not many counties can't do everything at once, and maybe it takes more than 1 year or 2 years to slowly begin to implement things. If people are below the minimum of the range that we're recommending, we obviously want to bring them up to the range. But my guess is you might have some other issues, either in the sheriff's department or road and bridge, where there's some compression, but maybe not. Maybe you've addressed this already over the years. years where people aren't quite sitting in the same pay as one another based on, I've been here 5 years and we just hired this person and we're almost making the same. Maybe you've taken care of that. But we'll kind of take a good look at
Take
that
a
as
look
well.
at that, yes.
Because we want to make sure people are spread through the system so that they aren't on top of one another. And I know that that can be an issue in larger departments especially. So compression might be an issue. Have you guys addressed the starting wage in recent years?
We did that last year,
Okay.
basically.
As well as longevity pay as well.
Yeah.
And you currently have longevity pay?
Well, that needs
Sort
to
of.
be addressed.
Okay. Can I ask a question? Would you like some recommendations? Here's what we normally do, is we'll recommend a minimum and a maximum for a range.
Absolutely.
And then we'll tell you where people should be in the range based on their years of service in that position.
Now, your study, you have stated that you will look at 8 other counties. This was given to me Saturday
Okay,
by Senator Ostermeyer.
okay,
Those are the 8 counties in the 140th district,
okay.
and
We'll look at least.
you need to at least look at that
During
from
the
the
study.
standpoint of our tax basis.
Okay.
We are an agriculture and ranching community, so that is a tough subject for commissioners to constantly stay abreast of and on top of, but we will do our best.
They are all in the study. I can tell you that we contacted one county out here and they didn't want to participate. But I think that if we work through the clerk directly,
Yeah,
I think we'll be able to get them to participate. Because they had asked us to do a study and then they decided not to. And so I just feel like I just need to reach out to them again
okay.
and say, we'll make it painless for you and that kind of thing. So I think we can get that done as well. What about other geographic areas, Nebraska and Colorado?
Are you interested in that? Nebraska is considerably higher on taxing, especially for farmers and ranchers.
And
That could skew your study.
Would you like us?
Colorado, too.
You would like to see it though? Oh, okay.
You're just interested in Kansas.
Well, their tax base is much different than ours.
They are.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
their figures are gonna be way off the wall.
They are. And when we looked in Nebraska, just the geography of having a major center like St. Francis just doesn't exist perfectly as we go north. Of course, you've got Ray and some other Burlington and some other places. But okay, we will just focus on Kansas. I need to back up and tell you guys a quick story. So I'm from Western Kansas, and so we used to come here for the music festival every year when we were in high school.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, and then I told Deb this. I am a wanderer, so every time I'm traveling somewhere with another county, I'm usually on the back road, not on I-70. And so I just had made a pit stop here. I think it was in the fall, and I just get off the road and meander around. But anyway, Atwood and St. Francis were on my way back to Fort Collins. So anyway.
Are you a
from Western
horsewoman by
Kansas.
chance?
Am I what?
Horsewoman?
No,
I
no.
was going to say, we have an annual get-together, and they go up through the Breaks area on horseback, and that's
That's
quite a little
gorgeous.
trip.
Gorgeous. Now, I do have a few more questions. So I think the way we'll proceed is we'll get all the department feedback and input, meet with them, and then we'll bring you preliminary recommendations. And you can say to us, okay, that's more than we thought. Here's what we're comfortable with. Here's what we're thinking about in budgeting or whatever. So that will probably be in May or something.
Okay,
Does that sound okay with you? Okay.
sounds good to me.
Okay. You need time to budget. Of
The
course.
last thing that I just thought of this, is on the position description.
Yes.
We have been chastised by the auditors about oversight of finances as a board of commissioners.
Okay.
So when you're doing those job descriptions, look carefully at who is in charge of budgeting for their department,
Okay,
because this is something we definitely have to take charge of.
okay. Meaning oversight and accountability and,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, we will. Sounds good.
You got anything else, man?
I need to speak to you
Okay.
briefly
Okay.
when we're done
Okay.
here.
Well, we look forward to working with you. Would you like me to come back in May? Is that what you'd like to do?
I would
Do you-
like to. I would like to see you come back. Yes, ma'am.
Good, okay. You're paying for travel, so I just wanted to ask that question.
I
And if
think
you-
it'd be worth it. I really do. Don't you, Ed?
I want to have your blessing.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Appreciate that, thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to be doing something you don't want me to. Thank you for the list. They are
Okay.
on the study. All counties that were collecting data and have already reached out to, so very good. All right, we will keep you informed and stay in communication. I think that's important. Please call me if you have a question or think of something later.
Okay.
We have a very open door.
I'd probably send you an email. I'd rather do it that way. Okay.
All right, thank you. I hope everyone feels better. Get over their
Thank you for
colds.
coming
and-
up.
Yeah,
Nice to be here.
thank you. So I'll see you later.
Yes, and if you need anything, just pop into
Okay.
the office and we'll get you fixed up.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Well, Art Kruger and Ken Quigley were coming in, but not till 9:30.
I wonder if Dave would want to slide in if he's here.
I'll go see.
Because if Dave wants to slide in, we can take him in 30 minutes probably. I'm enthusiastic about this. I don't know if you are, but I am.
I got
think it's
mixed
one of those.
emotions.
Huh?
I got mixed emotions. I should have did that 20 years ago when I was
Yeah.
on the working hand.
One reason I mentioned additional duties like I did on the noxious weed, I have a pamphlet I want to give you, but you only will need to read like the first 11 pages because everything else is about chemicals and the laws on handling chemicals and all that. But the first part of that pamphlet deals solely with the operation of the noxious weed program. I mean, it's wrote by K-State, and it's so good that you could take that, you could hire somebody if they follow that. I mean, they can run the program.
Well, I used to be way back from the Army Granted. If it's been published within the last 10 years.
So,
I mean, Flynn was in charge. He took the test. But when it come down to doing the work, there's everything done.
Department of Agriculture will give a county 25% of those weeds, or the noxious weed supervisors if we apply for it.
Oh, that's fine. I don't.
Hi, Dave.
Morning.
I'm sorry.
Business. Taking something away from me.
Start charging me next.
thinking 13, possibly 14,000 hours.
Not been overhauled or nothing,
Good transmission overhaul.
but no motor.
No.
No, ain't that.
This is including the ripper and the front lift group, which ours had the both of them.
The quick attach rate.
Yes. The reason we did this, we was up here, you know, doing that demonstration, that Caterpillar demonstration, and you've got this information. This is a very low hour machine. I think we ought to be taking a serious look at it, so my suggestion is offer them 125.
We already have this in your budget, don't we, for equipment?
Well, we have plenty in the budget as far as that goes. I wasn't really expecting this, but we're having trouble with Kelly on this item, and that's the reason I want to lean towards this one. And
This one's still
This is the Antler setup. The last of a good series.
the last of the good machines there.
That's kind of right. We thought that one we're trading in is 140G when we got that one. And it's been a good one, so.
Is this the outfit out of Garden City or?
No, this is out of Colby.
Colby, okay. All right. Full. I think you had me there, didn't you?
Yes.
Isn't that where we
Yes.
got the truck?
No,
No?
unless we got parts downtown.
Okay.
Colby, but
I think
maybe
I
an
think
offer
you
secretary.
ought to arm wrestle with them and see if you can get a little better price, but,
Other than that, we still want to do it. You agree? Okay.
you good with that?
I don't know, on something this big, do we want to check with Brad on it?
Oh,
See
yeah,
his opinion.
but if he can get it a little better.
But yeah, you can wrangle for a
Yeah,
better price.
yeah, go ahead
Okay.
and work
I'll
on
always do
it.
that, you don't have to ask our approval
Okay.
for that.
All right. Asphalt.
Okay, I have wrote down 2 motions. I have checked with the auditors. We need to make a motion directing the county treasurer to transfer all of the road and bridge funds from 213 capital improvement to 007 special road improvement with a resolution. We have to do it that way. The second motion would be a simple thing of dropping down the money that is in the 2016 budget that has been set aside. And the auditor told me on both of these things. I called him right after our last meeting, like I promised the board I would do. So
And
these
if
are
you
2
do that,
things
then that'll
that we can
cover
do
it.
today. And then he can press on with the project.
Okay, because that'll cover there's enough there to,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, because what we're doing is we have funds in 3 different areas. We need it in one area.
But you say you gotta have a resolution
Oh,
to
yeah,
do that.
we have to have a resolution to do this because it's in non-budgeted. We're moving it from one non-budgeted fund to another non-budgeted fund, and we need a resolution to do that. So,
From a
Before you leave-
non-budgeted to a budgeted. Because we already budgeted it. This,
your special road improvement fund actually is a non-budgeted fund.
to that, yeah.
You've got, what, almost 40,000 in that. I think you used a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
No, I don't
But the
have
two
that
of them.
either, but you and I have discussed this last week.
Yes.
We're in agreement on that. So those 2 motions we need to do today. And then you could press on that asphalt project.
Okay. You guys want to hear the sales pitch to asphalt now? Okay, on the cold mix, this is with Copeland's. They would do a guarantee, but it's gonna cost them more. And I don't remember if I told you guys, he said they would run a mixed design, whether it's spore or whether it was on the millings that they're gonna do on Highway 27, but they would run a mixed design. There's more air voids, therefore the planing is more flexible. And I think that was the biggest sales pitch on that, I think. So when I called Venture and talked to Rocky, he said, do you realize they're basing all the material off of buildings, so your quality of your project is hopeful that it has good millings. With our project, we're gonna have 60% virgin material. So you're gonna have a lot better product. And he questioned the quality control with Coughlin, so I thought, well, I'm gonna call this guy with Kansas Asphalt Paving Association. He said, with the cold mix, you have to have thermal cracks, especially up in Northwestern County where you have more temperature changes. We'll get that 100 degrees and we'll get that colder temperature. So you're gonna have to lay away some money for crack repair. He said it's not as flexible, and therefore you're gonna have to have a crack seal at the end of the project, plus, we said 5 years, you're doing another crack seal, chip seal, instead of crack. And then he said you're basing it off, hoping that your base is good when you do your cracks, when you do your chip seal. He said with this hot mix, it should have a 12-year life cycle. KDOT uses this very same super pave mix design. He said even though they may do a seal of some sort at 8 years, he said it should last 12 years. You don't have to have this tying up the guys, and making the public happier, not constantly working. You'll have a lot better performance. So, with that said,
Well, I'm in favor of the hot rather than the cold.
okay.
I mean, I've worked with enough cold, I know it just doesn't work here.
And I'm not saying it wouldn't, but it's a gamble.
Well, and are they gonna guarantee it for 12 years?
Yeah. I would say wouldn't.
I mean, they're gonna tell you it's gonna last 12 years, but I'll bet they wouldn't guarantee it for that long. That's the big stickler.
Yeah.
Find out if they'll guarantee that for 12 years.
Well, I
I'll
don't know.
bet they wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think either company was first to go, so.
I mean, now that'd be like if I told you I'll sell you a bull, guaranteed for 20 years. Once you bought him when I left the county, I'd be done, whether it was guaranteed or not.
And the other thing that kind of changed things was I checked into, I said we may do our own chip sealing. Well, the price of the chips themselves, I think last time we did it was like $10 or $12 a ton. Now it's 18, and then all had increased to $10 a ton. So, and then we'd have to be doing it twice within 10 years. So, another reason I think we need to look probably at that hot mix from Venture. So,
Okay.
you guys want to make the motion to approve it then? Of Venture's bid from a month ago?
Yeah, I think we can do it, because we're gonna satisfy the funding, and that's what we've been waiting to find out.
Well, we're the cheapest ones anyway, so yeah.
Okay. Do you wanna make the motion and
I'll
announce?
make a motion. We take a bid from, Venture Corporation. $650 for road resurfacing.
Okay, I'll second the motion. We need to vote on accepting the bid